all 3 days?
Absolutely.
And how has it been?
Oh, it's been incredibly buzzing. It's a blessing to be here. Our stand has been continuously evolving. I mean, it's an incredible journey coming here year on year. Last year was the first year after COVID. It was buzzing. This year it's just beaten every record. It's incredible.
What are you most excited about this year?
I think the emphasis, the emphasis they put on sustainability is incredible. I think for us it's a big message. It's been part of our core DNA since inception of our brand, or our entire brand in particular. And for us the key involvement here is really aligning that message that we've always been out there interpreting, that sustainability is the core of our business and being indigenous is absolutely paramount. And now the region is really evolving in that respect, so that's fantastic.
Amir, can you explain, you mentioned the word indigenous.
Yes.
Can you explain that a little bit more to us? How can the hospitality sector become indigenous?
For us, as a brand, we don't have a cookie cutter method. The entire brand is indigenous to where we are. Means it understands that if you're sitting in the UAE, the look, feel, construction, operation, the entire journey of a guest has to be indigenous to where you are. You don't want to wake up in a hotel room and look around and think, I could be anywhere. I'm in Washington, D.C., or I'm in UAE, or I'm in Jaipur in India. You want to know exactly where you are. From the architecture, from the construction materials, from the operating environments, from the culinary, from the wellness and spa journey, I call it the entire 6-step journey of a guest has to be indigenous to where you are. And to do so, you have to understand the circular economy impact that you have. In order to do that, you need to understand the geosystem around hospitality and how we play a massive part of that. We create economies, we create jobs. We are probably one of the biggest suppliers of mass production, of food waste, of spa and wellness products, of amenities, of everything you can imagine that evolves into hospitality. And if you understand every single step of that and you start supporting local farmers, local producers, local manufacturing, then you create a circular economy, because then the wealth that is earned in the business is also re-spent back into that economy, both from domestic tourism, from domestic contractors and partners, and obviously from us as a business, as a partner that comes into a new region. So it's the whole economy that you create has to be indigenous, not just building a hotel and putting a flag and saying I have a dal in Jaipur, but understanding that the entire economy around that has to support the local community as well.
We've had a few conversations before, and I hear and see the passion that you have for sustainability.
Yes.
Personally, where does this come from for you?
I think for me what was important is, a combination of studying economics and understanding what a circular economy means and how to be sustainable as a country, but then as well putting that into the carbon footprint that we've made and pulling those two together. That's where the sustainability model really makes sense. And for me, you can't just be looking at sustainability, as you said, about plastic straws and that element, because that's not a circular economy. What makes, for me, the interesting part now is technology has helped us to measure, and through measurement you can set targets, and through targets then you can set goals. And that for me is a big element, because that's the evolution now of sustainability. Because as a developer, if I'm going in and want to develop a property, I can clearly put measurements on the table, I can showcase to a developer why you want to be sustainable, why you want to look at the entire circle, why you want to target domestic tourism, which is another element in COVID has been fantastic, because the domestic tourism also is part of being sustainable, because you make sure that the wealth that is generated in the nation is also spent within the nation, and that creates another circular economy as well. So there's so many aspects involved that makes sustainability much larger than what people perceive in today's world, and that's my passion. I absolutely love it.
And we can feel it. I want to ask you, what are your objectives for ATM?
My objective really is, and I've been very vocal in a number of panels and discussions, is for people to understand the power of being indigenous, for people to understand where we operate and what we can do in that economy that we operate. I think it's a natural cause, it's meeting peers, it's meeting colleagues, it's doing business. That all is a given. We all do that, and we do that in and out of ATM. So that for me is not a difference. But it's how many people can you touch, and hopefully how many minds could you persuade to understand the importance of what sustainability means.
My final question for you is, can you share any exciting news that Mina is here to announce at ATM this year?
Well, there are many things happening in the company at the moment. Obviously with India signing, it's been a big news for us, and it's a big market and a big focus, both because of the the amount of travel trade that we have with India into this region. So for us, opening in Jaipur is going to be a big message for the market and hopefully putting a destination on the map beyond weddings. But as well, there's a number of other properties that we're actually involved on now. I can't announce a few of the new deals. They're coming this week. But there are plenty, right? We're opening in Ras Al Khaimah later this year, a beautiful new Anantara, which is really at the core of what we discussed about sustainability. It's going to be a LEED certified property. It's going to look at the entire journey of regenerative tourism. So that's going to be the first, I would say, the first game changer in this entire emirate, or the entire country, that's going to be really focused on that, from the mangroves to the construction to development to the entire operating model. We're looking at every department and every aspect being sustainable. So I would definitely love for you to come and visit that property, and that's going to hopefully be a game changer for the country
I'm
as well.
excited, very excited to see that come to life.